Coming up next on First News, 40,000 empty shoes offer a grim reminder of a U.S. epidemic.
Soon, stepping on the scales may not be such a terrifying experience. A pill could help stave off pounds.
And a bear with a penchant for hot tubs gets a new leash on life.
This is First News with Larry Green and Aimee Sporer.
Good afternoon and welcome to First News. 6,000 U.S. troops are in Haiti this afternoon, and their mission to restore democracy hit its first snag.
Thousands of supporters of former President Aristide took to the streets today, and clashes with Haitian police turned deadly. Our front page now from News 4's Kerry Sanders in Port-au-Prince.
On day 2 of the U.S. occupation in Haiti, violence and death. As U.S. soldiers watched on, Haitian police fired tear gas and battled with a crowd outside the docks in Port-au-Prince. For the first time in 3 years, Aristide supporters feel empowered to challenge the military rule here. This man says, "Thank you, President Clinton."
We said we would actually come back in the country or we would be die old.
What Aristide supporters did not realize was U.S. soldiers are not automatically going to break up the confrontations.
Our soldiers will respond as they are directed to, and in some cases they may choose not to respond if the commander or the senior person on the ground decides it's in his best interest not to do that.
This crowd chanted, "Return Aristide, return Aristide, handcuff Cedras, handcuff Cedras." On duty at the airport, Corporal Donovan Lazarus stood duty with Haitian soldiers. He said he could see the problems coming. 1 minute, the Haitian soldiers are the enemy. Now they're supposed to be part of the peace plan.
The only thing is that they're a little bit rough on their people.
In the slum area of Cité Soleil, they crammed into a small room today, supporters celebrating the arrival of U.S. troops. Few here thought uttering those words would lead to this. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
In our second half hour today, we'll go live to the White House for a closer look at how the Clinton administration is handling today's developments.
Families of victims of gun violence are making a powerful point in Washington today. They've placed more than 40,000 shoes in front of the Capitol. Many of them were worn by the victims and contain their pictures and notes.
The shoes that are represented here by everyone, they are not just another statistic.
Tomorrow, a pair of shoes will be delivered to each member of Congress and the White House.
A $100 million lawsuit has been filed by the family of an NBC stagehand who was murdered last month outside the Today Show studios. NBC security video shows a man getting out of his car with a gun under his coat. He returns to the car moments later. Now, the tape doesn't show what happened next, as the stagehand, Teron Montgomery, was shot and killed. His family is suing Rockefeller Center, its security firm, and the manufacturer of the AK-47 used in the killing.
And here was a perfect case where they sold the gun to somebody who was obviously insane. If you've read any of the interviews he's given as to why he did this shooting, because NBC was shooting rays into his brain and following him or something, then you know the man had to be sick.
The suspect is William Tager. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina. As many as 200 million children worldwide under the age of 14 are working for free and under harsh conditions to make products that are sold in this country. A report out today from the U.S. Department of Labor says scores of young children are employed and often exploited in industries that export manufactured goods. Many employed as bonded laborers typically work for free to pay off their families' debts or loans.
A custody battle in Salt Lake City could prove to be important for gays and lesbians around the country. A1, that's how she's identified in court, wants the right to visit her former lover's 4-year-old son. CD is the former lover. She was artificially inseminated during the relationship, but she doesn't want A1 to have any contact with the child.
What happens if I get another relationship and they want to do the same thing? What's going to stop them? Where does it stop?
I was definitely a co-parent. I was another mother. He had 2 mothers. I did everything from change his diapers to take him in the middle of the night to the hospitals when he got ill.
The judge hasn't ruled yet. The case has been put on hold for a couple of weeks and could be a landmark for parental rights in the gay community.
Former tennis star Vitas Gerulaitis died of carbon monoxide poisoning. In fact, there was so much of the deadly gas where Gerulaitis was found that investigators had to retreat for gas masks. The fumes apparently came from a faulty propane heater in a guest cottage on the estate of a friend. Tests found that between 72 and 77% of Gerulaitis' blood was saturated with carbon monoxide. Took a high-speed chase of more than 30 miles this morning, but police finally got their man. Officers responded to a call of a suspicious vehicle. They pulled over the driver. The driver apparently tried to run down the officer who had gotten out to investigate. Officers finally forced the driver off the road, but when the driver turned to flee again, one officer rammed his patrol car into the suspect's car. The man was finally arrested and taken into custody.
A family from Nebraska continued their trip through Colorado today after a few tense moments. They stopped at the Tomahawk truck stop near I-76 and 120th. They went inside, leaving their 5-year-old daughter in the back seat. Someone then took off with that minivan. The family was reunited in less than an hour. The Adams County Sheriff says the man who took the van probably didn't know anyone was inside. The van was stopped 40 minutes after it was taken, and a suspect was arrested.
I left my house early this morning with umbrella in hand.
Just in case.
Just in case. Walked out the door again at noon. It was beautiful and sunny out there.
We've had a few sprinkles, but nothing much other than that. Up in the foothills, the same situation. But there is a cold front bearing down on Colorado. Western Colorado's picking up showers and thunderstorms right now. And we're going to get kind of a collision around here tomorrow. Let's take a look at what's going on and see what's happening out there right now. Here's a live city cam looking off to the west. And the last time we checked, temperature was about 75 degrees here in Denver. We topped out at 77 degrees. But as we look up on the slopes of Mount Evans, you can see that there is some rain, possibly some snow up high, some new snow showing up there, and some virga down in lower elevations. That's rain that evaporates before it hits the ground. Let's show you now what's happening in the forecast. For tonight, partly cloudy skies. We might have a few showers, mostly on the sprinkly side for tonight. A low of around 47 degrees, a little cooler tonight, 5 degrees cooler than last night. And then for tomorrow, increasing clouds. It will be cooler, and we're expecting a high of around 70 degrees. So a little bit cooler tomorrow, and even cooler coming up on Thursday. We'll tell you about that at 5.
Okay. One of the biggest complaints you hear from single women these days is there's a real shortage of quality guys out there. Single quality guys, Larry. At 4:30, a look at a new magazine that hopes to help change all that.
Glad you cleared it up. Also ahead, the taste of Africa comes alive in a zesty chicken dish. That's courtesy of our Tuesday feast.
That's right. And a new report says Michael Jackson was framed on child abuse charges. News hot from Hollywood is next.
Six-pack in a pound from Taco John. It's a whole lot of food for a whole lot of folks. 2 kinds of tacos or bean burritos. Pick any 6. And a full pound of Taco John's famous side dishes. Any combination from lunchtime in Paducah to dinner time in Duluth. You're gonna find Taco John. Just $5.99 for a 6-pack in a pound. For lunch or dinner, it feeds a whole lot of folks.
10 seriously beautiful reasons to get to Mervyn's Fall Fashion Sale. Sale, a small word with huge benefits. Dresses, blouses, shoes. Every piece you see is under $40. The pants, they go with the shoes, they go with the top. Your wardrobe needs a refresher course of jackets. Hey, Mervyn's, a fashion do. Department store prices, a definite don't. And number 10, you have nothing to wear, remember? So get into Mervyn's Fall Fashion Sale now.
He never says he's in pain. He says, I can handle it. But sometimes you can't. When the pain lasts longer than the Tylenol and you've tried the Advil, that's when you see what your doctor recommends.
Introducing Aleve, a non-prescription strength of Anaprox, a fast-acting form of the medicine naproxen. Only Aleve has 8 to 12-hour dosing. It lasts longer than extra-strength Tylenol. Advil isn't stronger. New Aleve.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for him.
New Aleve. All day strong, all day long.
In 1994, Motor Trend named it Import Car of the Year. In 1994, no car maker had a higher level of owner loyalty. In 1994, no car in its class had a higher resale value. In 1994, more individuals bought Accords than any other car. And if you thought that was the good news, 1994 is ending. the Honda 94 clearance. Timing is everything at your Honda dealer.
An investigation into allegations against pop singer Michael Jackson tops news hot from Hollywood today.
Yeah, GQ magazine conducted the 4-month investigation and reports that the allegations of molestation were made only after the youngster involved was given a powerful hypnotic drug. The magazine says the pop star molested no one and was instead the victim of a blackmail plot. 2 grand juries failed to indict Jackson on any charges, and he settled the civil case out of court. The magazine reports the 13-year-old boy who made the allegations did so only after being given a drug. Some believe that that drug is a truth serum, that is, but other research shows that it facilitates the planting of false memories.
I would like to think he didn't.
Actress Elizabeth Montgomery is hoping a lawsuit will work magic on Columbia Pictures Television. She's filed a suit charging the company has failed to pay her several millions of dollars for her work on Bewitched. The series has been in reruns for years, and the suit says Columbia has failed to pay $5 million worth of residuals.
Heather Locklear didn't win an Emmy last week, but she did win a rock guitarist's heart. And the day before the big Emmy show, Richard Sambora of Bon Jovi proposed to the star of Melrose Place, and she said yes. Locklear is divorced from Tommy Lee, a member of the heavy metal group Motley Crue.
The man who was the clerk, Howard Sprague, on the Andy Griffith Show has died. Jack Dodson died at a California hospital on Friday. He was 63 years old. Besides the role as Sprague, Dodson had recurring roles as the father of Ralph Malph on Happy Days and radio station manager on Homefront.
And the man who wrote music hits for Barbra Streisand, hits like People and the music from Gypsy, has died. Jules Stein had been hospitalized for 6 weeks after open-heart surgery. He wrote 1,500 songs, including hits like Everything's Coming Up Roses and People. He won an Academy Award in 1954 and a Tony in 1968. He was 88 years old.
There may not be too many people in this country more anxious about the upcoming O.J. Simpson trial than his 2 grown children. They've been silent until now because they both may be called to testify in their father's trial. But tonight on Dateline NBC, they talk with Katie Couric about some of their early childhood memories and their relationship with Nicole Brown Simpson.
Did you ever look at him and say, Dad, did you do this?
Never.
Never. Because I know he couldn't have done it. And that he didn't do it. There seems to be a lot of evidence mounting against your dad. You know, people hear about DNA matchups, blood on the Bronco, bloody gloves. When you hear about this evidence, does it shake your faith at all?
No, not mine. I believe in my father. I believe in my family. And I know that God will get us through this, and that somehow or another it's going to be proven that my father is innocent, period.
What did you think when you saw that white Bronco and all the TV crews and the helicopters following it? And
I felt disgusted, to be perfectly honest.
Why?
Because, I mean, these people were so into it and having such a good time and so thrilled. And my dad was back there.
With a gun?
With a gun, you know? I mean, it made me sick to my stomach.
Part 1 of Katie Couric's exclusive interview with Jason and Arnell Simpson airs tonight at 9 right here on News 4. More of that interview will air on Dateline NBC Wednesday and Friday nights. Well, still ahead, a special fare gets you to the Mall of America and back for less than $100. But, of course, time is of the essence.
Of course. And next, how much salt is okay in your diet? Dr. Day with part 2 of his nutrition quiz when we come back.
Seen anything more amazing than Little Caesar's Italian sausage pizzas?
If I be going to Broadway, remember me to Herald Square. Tell the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there.
No.
Italian sausage pizza, loaded with sausage, green peppers, and onions. The newest from the whole menu of Little Caesars Pleasers. Any two for $9.98. Product guarantee. Pizza. Or one for $5.99. Pizza.
Ballot initiatives are sometimes confusing, so before you vote on a tobacco tax amendment, make sure you read it carefully. Then ask yourself these questions. Is a $132 million tax increase on smokers really fair? Where will the money really go? Who's in charge of spending the money, and how have they spent our money in the past? The tobacco amendment has a lot of problems, but don't take our word for it. Read it yourself. As a public service, your local library has a copy of the tobacco amendment and other initiatives, so you can read them and make the right choice.
With so many people still enjoying the service and convenience of their local True Value, another use may have to be found for those humongous hardware warehouses. This month at True Value, get Energizer batteries for as low as $3.47 and a quick set deadlock for only $7.99.
Tower, I think I once bought a lawnmower here.
True Value. Help is just around the corner.
Wells Music, for 75 years Denver's favorite stores for people who love to make music. Wells Music has a new location and is celebrating with a sale. Special prices on the world's finest pianos, including Steinway, Yamaha, and Disc Lavier. Disc Lavier, the player piano of the 90s, a piano with digital technology. Play and record your own music or hear music on disc. Visit Wells during our 75th anniversary and grand opening sale.
A new survey finds that our kids are too fat and watch too much television. Prevention magazine says 2/3 of U.S. kids fail the index, which measures health and safety. The survey found that 31%, ages 3 to 17, are overweight, and that's up 2% in the last 10 years. As for television, it eats up 912 hours of time each year, and that's equal to 2 months of waking hours. The magazine says fewer parents are trying to limit fat and sugar because they're overwhelmed by so much information on what's best to eat.
How would you feel about taking off some unwanted pounds just by taking a pill? Researchers in Florida are trying to determine if that's possible. Retha Wright is one of the participants in a study testing a so-called fat pill. The pill is called Xenical, and researchers say it keeps your body from absorbing fat. But does that really mean that you can eat all the fat you want?
Well, you would have less fat absorption, but we don't encourage you to eat that anyway.
Wright says she's already lost 15 pounds and she's keeping it off. But no one in the study knows who is actually taking the Xenical and who's taking a placebo. Don't look for the fat pill anytime soon. The study will take at least another year, and it will definitely still need FDA approval after that.
In the meantime, exercise and do all those other things. Nutrition is the focus of Dr. Dave Nida's series this week right here on First News. And News 4 is teaming up with King Soopers and Ask a Nurse to make it easier for whoever does the grocery shopping to find food that's good for you.
Dr. Dave joins us live on 4 from the King Soopers at 13th and Spear with today's quiz on salt in our diet. All right, Dr. Dave, we're ready.
Well, we certainly are not talking about fat pills today or any of those other magic bullets. Let me just tell you very quickly about the new program that King Soopers Ask a Nurse and News 4 has come up with. It is a shelf label to make your life a little bit easier. You know, I can't stand reading labels, but if I see a shelf label that tells me that a product is, say, high in fiber, I know I'm going to get my money's worth out of that product. Let me show you the shelf label very quickly. For example, here's one that says this product is low in fat, it's an excellent source of fiber, and it's low in cholesterol. Some of the other labels will tell you a product is low in fat or an excellent source of calcium. So these are ways that you can take a little bit of the work out of your life. Now, on to the quiz, and today's subject is salt or sodium. Are you ready for question number 1?
Sure.
Okay, Here it is. Larry.
All right.
Adults will get high blood pressure from too much salt. True or false?
False. For no particular reason.
Okay, well, that's the correct answer. It is false. You know, only about 10% of adults in America are sensitive to salt, meaning 90% of us won't get high blood pressure if we eat too much salt. The problem is we just don't know which 10% of us are salt sensitive. So if you have high blood pressure, the best thing for you to do, keep your salt intake to a minimum. It may not be that important for the rest of us. This is a very controversial point in medicine right now. Let's go on to number 2. You need extra salt when you sweat a lot. Larry, this one's for you.
Well, for me?
Yeah, you need extra salt when you sweat a lot.
Well, you know, when I was in high school, they used to give you those salt pills, and
Yeah.
now they don't give those to kids. So I'll say it's false, Dave.
2 for 2. Excellent job. You do not need extra salt when you sweat a lot. In fact, even though, you know, sweat may taste salty, it really has very little sodium or salt in it. So you don't want to be taking salt pills or eating a lot of salt if you sweat a lot. Here's our final one.
Aimee.
The best time, Aimee, to add salt is after cooking. True or false?
Oh, I think that's false. I think you should add it before. It's true, Dr. Dave.
It is true, Aimee.
You should always add it after.
Actually, salt, I mean, cooking does something to that salt process in there, and you'll actually wind up using less salt if you put it on after you're done cooking. So you kind of want to salt to taste there, but once again, we say try to keep your salt to a minimum. Also this week, you know, it is Nutrition Week, and all week, registered dietitians like Andrea are going to be on hand at selected King Soopers up and down the Front Range, and they're going to be here to answer your questions about food preparation and shopping and just good nutrition in general, and she's not been stumped by any questions today, as I'm sure the rest of the registered dietitians have not been stumped either. If you'd like to know which store, which King Soopers a registered dietitian will be in this week, you can call Ask a Nurse at 777-6877. One more time, the number 777-6877. And before I toss it back to you, here's our final quiz question. What do you think has more salt? An order of French fries or a hamburger?
Well, maybe the hamburger.
I think the hamburger.
You're exactly right. You know, most people would say the French fries, but the hamburger has almost 4 times as much sodium as an order of fries does. So just something to tuck away.
All right.
We're on to you, Dr. Dave. We know when you've got a trick question.
Okay. Thank you, Dave. Maybe tomorrow we can talk to Andrea about that all ice cream diet I've been thinking about.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go to the first news quiz. And here's your opportunity to win big. Anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, depending on how many answers you may have. Today's answer, worth $1,000, is, ooh, look in the background there, it's starting to rain. Frasier is on tonight at 8 o'clock. Frasier is the answer to the quiz, worth $1,000, and it's time now for the call.
Tonight, the premieres everyone's talking about. Wings makes the big move to Tuesday for the season premiere Romantic Bombshell.
Did you just ask me to marry you?
And the premiere of the Martin Short Show with a wild and crazy guest star.
Where are my sausages?
Then, on the Tuesday season premiere, meet the music teacher who was Frasier's first.
You still keep it up?
Well, the piano.
And the season premiere of Laura Cat gets a new look and a new love.
Cheers.
Seinfeld.
The premiere of television's greatest new night of comedy, NBC Tonight.
Your homework is due tomorrow. No excuses.
It's the H word, homework. And as kids get older, the challenges get tougher. But homework isn't hopeless. It's all in a phone call to Homework Hotline 4. Stumped students or parents who want help to help their kids should call 322-PASS, Monday through Thursday from 5 until 9. Teachers will talk you through the tough stuff. Call now to make homework hassle-free with Homework Hotline 4.
You've always dreamed of a convertible, freedom, fun. Right now, the sky's the limit at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Chrysler LeBaron Convertible. Enjoy the open air on the open road for $2,400 less than last year. It's blue skies for just $257 a month with an affordable lease or around $17,500. Air, automatic power windows, dual airbags. An extra shipment has just arrived. $257 a month or around $17,500. The sky's the limit in Chrysler LeBaron Convertible at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
It's Weber's biggest one-day sale.
Everything is reduced and nothing to pay for 6 months.
Living rooms reduced.
Recliners reduced.
Tables reduced.
One day only. Tomorrow.
Bedrooms reduced.
Dining rooms reduced.
Dinettes reduced.
Nothing to pay for 6 months.
No payment.
No interest.
No money down.
Everything is reduced.
All brand name.
All styles and colors.
Nothing to pay for 6 months.
Mattresses reduced.
Entertainment centers reduced.
Sleepers reduced.
Weber's biggest one-day sale.
Tomorrow.
News 4 and the Country Dinner Playhouse present the award-winning comedy, The Foreigner. This hilarious show features TV and film star Charlie Dell. Call for reservations now.
$678 is the prefix I just called, 678. There was no one home when I called that number, but we'll make another call in the next half hour. The answer today is Frasier. Let's go shopping.
Let's do. Feel like spending a Saturday at the biggest mall in America? This Saturday, Northwest Airlines is offering a special one-day round-trip fare to Minneapolis from 60 U.S. cities, and travelers can either shop at the world-famous Mall of America or just spend the day in the Twin Cities. And the special promotion fare from Denver is $99 round trip, but you better act fast. Seats are limited. And last year, 14,000 people took advantage of the fares. Remember, you fly in and return this Saturday, the 24th. That sounds fun.
It does sound like fun. You might not know a lot about the country of Morocco, except that it's the home to the city of Casablanca. This week's Friday Feast, which we didn't get a chance to show last week, invites you to, this is Tuesday and it goes on Friday, okay, invites you to sample the flavors of this North African nation. News 4's Kristen McCloskey takes us to Cafe Paprika to taste their chicken apricot.
Cafe Paprika is one of those out-of-the-way places tucked inside a small strip shopping center in Aurora. But it's cozy inside and makes you feel like you're in another world, Morocco to be exact.
It's a Moroccan Mediterranean cuisine. The reason I choose Cafe Paprika because it's easy to remember, and I marinated a lot of stuff with paprika. Like
Shakib Marachi invites you to try his menu. What's the incentive? Mediterranean food is good for you.
It's healthy. Moroccan cuisine is healthy food because we don't use a lot of butter, or we use just olive oil. We cook the whole pan of vegetables just with 1 spoon or a couple spoons of olive oil. Yeah.
One of his top sellers is chicken apricot, which is a variation of the Moroccan prunes and beef. You first cook the vegetables. Pour a couple teaspoons of olive oil into a deep casserole and add your favorites like onions, carrots, potatoes, and zucchini and yellow squash. Add a pinch of saffron, salt and pepper to taste, a pinch of ginger powder, and 2 bay leaves. Then pour enough water in to cover the vegetables, cover with foil, and bake in a 350-degree oven for half an hour. Meantime, sprinkle the chicken breasts with salt and pepper and ginger. Refrigerate for half an hour. Then saute in a small amount of olive oil until browned on both sides, but not completely cooked. Then slice into strips, add to the vegetables, and continue to cook until the chicken is completely done. Add apricot halves that have been soaked in water and cinnamon, and add a splash of honey.